She's the sass in your earbuds, the queen of the spark. Lighting up the daylight, burning through the dark. Got a tongue like a whip, sharper than a blade. She's Midwest raised, but her style's homemade. No filter, no shame, no backing down. She'll call out the clowns.
I do have a question to that end, though. You brought the example of Oklahoma being small and not having a voice to the populaces like California, for example. What do you think about Democrats that are voting in Oklahoma and feel like they have no voice because they are overshadowed by conservatives, and so their vote is never actually counted?
And I'm not really sure what the right answer is. I feel like my voice a lot is not heard.
All right, so U.S. elections. Do you trust elections in the U.S.? Why or why not?
No. Trump. I honestly think that he rigged this election, and I've been reading some articles to where they can actually prove it.
Yes, I do trust U.S. elections. Just because someone got elected, he didn't like. Not mean the election system does not work. What I believe needs to happen, especially for federal election. I'm not talking about Senate elections or state representatives, because that's state by state. On federal elections for the president, for the vice president, or yes, that's the only.
That's it. Yeah.
Every state, it needs to be federalized, that every state has the exact same voting system. We vote different than Texas. We vote different than Florida. We vote different than Utah. That's bullshit. And it needs to be a federalized law system. Listen, guys, we put a man on the moon. Why are we arguing about who the fuck got in the presidency now? We'll fuck around and find out. But no, I feel like that needs to happen. And I feel like it hasn't happened. So that politicians be like, oh, we got fucked off. You remember when Al Gore lost the election because of Florida? It was Florida because
yeah.
they had the hanging
Oh,
chad.
that's right.
Because-
That's what come out and
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm like,
Okay, so to add to that question then, what do you guys think about the Electoral College?
Fuck 'em.
bro,
No. I am going to 100% disagree on that, because that was put into place when people were not educated. They weren't able to read. There was no media like there is now. And so they elected these individuals, depending on the state size, to vote. And they're supposed to vote with the votes, but they don't always do that. And they're not required to.
so I'm going to explain why I'm crazy.
Okay.
The thing I'm going to answer is that you're right. It is a state by state thing that how the electors in Oklahoma, it is part of our constitution. The electors do have to vote with the popular. But do you realize Los Angeles, Chicago, New York City could elect president, and the rest of the country completely disagreed with it if you had popular vote? That's why we have the Electoral College. So that
It's a majority of the people.
hold on.
Okay, you're correct.
You're having massive amounts of people voting for everybody else. That's not how democracy works whatsoever.
Yes, it is.
Even the Greeks have the Electoral College.
Well, they're stupid too then.
No. So Oklahoma gets to have a vote. We don't have the population of California. We could ever compete with their votes. So it gives us a little bit more, hey, I have something to say. The Midwest will never win an election if it was popular vote.
Abolish it. I'm good.
I'm vehemently don't disagree with you on that one.
I still like you. We're good.
I'm not mad or anything. I just disagree with you. That's a principle.
Because I don't care how many populists are in which state. If the majority of the votes are for a particular candidate, it doesn't, we're talking about the whole entire United States.
Mhm.
I don't care where the majority of those votes came from, as long as they're all counted.
I care because there's no way my state can have a say against New York, Illinois, California, Florida. My state doesn't have that kind of population, but we still want to have a say.
I do have a question to that end, though. You brought the example of Oklahoma being small and not having a voice to the populaces like California, for example. What do you think about Democrats that are voting in Oklahoma and feel like they have no voice because they are overshadowed by conservatives, and so their vote is never actually counted?
And I'm not really sure what the right answer is. I feel like my voice a lot is not heard because you think I voted for Trump?
Honestly, I'd never even thought about it.
I've never voted for Trump.
Oh, and whether you did or didn't, it
No.
wouldn't affect me as your friends at
Well,
all.
what I'm saying is I vote third party because I believe in the third party. But has my voice ever heard? No. I do it on moral stance. I do it on personal
Well, that's what we have to do.
all morality.
I need you all, the whole United States, to hear me when I say I'm voting for whomever. I don't need that. I just need to know that my vote, however I vote, counts. Period.
In the same toss of the coin, though, you've got a ton of people in Northern California that are just as red as Oklahoma is, and they feel like their voices are being heard because Los Angeles, San Bernardino, Compton, California's always a blue state.
We're always red.
So it doesn't really matter where you go if you're outnumbered by the populace and you have a different opinion.
So let's get rid of the Electoral College.
I disagree with that, so.
Did you just put me off? That one.
Here's number one.
Oh boy. I had one I was going to ask about. I'm going to go with, should religion have any say in lawmaking?
No.
No.
Separation of church and state.
Yes.
That has been brought up to the federal courts, has gone all the way to the Supreme Court. No.
Oh, look at you guys agreeing. That's so sweet. Should healthcare be a right or a privilege?
A right.
It should be accessible to everyone. It's not a right during the Constitution.
Why should healthcare not be a right?
Everyone should have access to healthcare, but it is not a right.
Okay, well, explain that a little more.
How can I do this? Is driving down the road a right?
No.
It's privilege.
Yes.
It is flying on an airplane a right? It's privilege,
Correct.
but it's accessible to you.
Yes.
Same way with healthcare.
But for everybody needs healthcare.
Do you need to drive down the road every day?
No.
Do I need to drive down the road every day?
I feel like there's a big difference. If I had
The
glasses,
problem is
my heart or cancer or whatever treated,
Mhm.
I shouldn't have to worry about that $1,100 bill for my chemotherapy.
you just hit the nail on the head with exactly what I was about to say. America has the biggest cost of the medical industry, and I'm going to say it, big pharma,
Yeah.
than the entire world. And we're one of the sickest nations.
Because I like to keep us sick, because that's where they make the money.
Exactly. So the problem is, should it be a right? No, not a right, but should it be affordable and accessible?
Yes.
Those two words, affordable and accessible, is where I stand on it.
What does that look like to you for it to be affordable and accessible?
Good question.
A few years ago, I was in Mexico. I drank the water.
You drink the water.
I was brushing my teeth out of habit, and they give us bottled water at the resort. I brushed my teeth out of habit and sink. I got Montezuma's. I got to go to a pharmacy in Mexico and get every single medicine I needed that included what would be prescription medicine in America over the counter. I think I spent $12. Here, I would have to send my insurance copay, $60.
Prior authorization.
Make it even worse. Can't remember the statistic, but it's in the 90s. All of our medication is made in India for 4 cents and then shipped over here, banged up.
So we were literally just talking about this. Yes. There is no reason why it should be like 600% increase. Just put more money in a CEO's pocket.
Goes beyond that too. Back in the day, doctors would trade a chicken. Here, have my chicken. Can you take a look at me? Our universities cost so astronomically so much for doctors and lawyers to actually get educated and do what they're supposed to do. Half the doctors like, my doctor is older than me and is still paying off his student loans. So that drives the price up.
Well, fair. That's like the doctors. The doctors are not making the prices for these tests. They're not making the prices for these medications. Is it expensive to go see a doctor? 100%.
I agree with that. All causal, but no one's looking at what the
Big pharma.
cause is. Big Pharma is a huge part of it.
Mhm.
Yeah, you know how much it costs to make a Viagra pill?
How much?
12 cents. I'm not impotent. I just know this from something I watched the other day. How much it costs my insurance if I were to get a Viagra pill?
How much?
$147. And want to be the guy that's got the tinfoil hat on real quick. I believe there is a cure for cancer.
Okay.
Just no one put it out because
Make money.
they make the sicker you are, the more money they're going to make. My rant has ended.
I just think the government needs to know their place, and their place is not above me. It's for me. It's for you. It's for my children. It's for my children's children. The government is here for us. We are not here for our governments.
Be open to other people's ideas. You may disagree with someone. The talk to views on things have changed over the years just because I talk to people. This whole thing, the one thing I discussed with her before this even happened, we can't have new ideas if we don't talk. If I disagree with her and she disagrees with me and we talk about it and find compromise, that's the whole goal. I disagree with her on abortion, and she knows this.
Abortions. You say you and I differ on that.
Mhm.
Explain to me, because this is where I'm having issues trying to understand this perspective. So I need you to eloquently express to me why you think.
I can make real easy. So I personally believe life does begin at conception.
Okay.
I believe that a healthy fetus is a person.
Mhm.
I believe that terminating that pregnancy is abortion or is murder. I do have deep in my heart beliefs if the mother's life is at risk, the child's life is not viable, both of them, one or the other, one's going to die or the other one's going to die. I believe abortion does have its place, but not just because you and I humped, you got pregnant and don't want to tell Jeff, you go terminate pregnancy.
Okay, no, I can agree to this.
Can't wrap my head around that.
To an extent. Okay, so this is my stand.
But I also do believe they'll Plan B bill.
So let's just use your example. Say we did our thing and I got pregnant and I'm 45 years old. I don't want another child.
Mhm.
I don't want to go through pregnancy. I don't want to go through labor. I don't want to have to do the newborn stage. I don't want to do the father stage. I mean, my youngest is now 21. I would not want to start over currently.
Mhm.
I still have a whole life in front of me. Why should, because in this situation, it's not going to be you. Let's just say that you're one of those guys that's going to be like, ooh, we were just having fun. Peace out.
Mhm.
So that's now going to be on me 100%.
Mhm.
So in this, the way that you are wanting this to go down to where you're just, you do things happen, those are your consequences, move on. Why is it only the woman's responsibility to take care of that accident, that mistake, versus why is it not both of their responsibilities? Why is he not as accountable as she is? Why is it that she's Shane and he's not? And why should me, as a 45-year-old woman, have to carry a pregnancy that I never wanted, nor could I afford, because that's really expensive?
Mhm.
Why is that okay? Child rape or
Oh,
molestation, all that other stuff.
Rape, child molestation, incest.
What if I'm
Yes.
homeless in a car and I have nowhere to go and things happened and now I'm pregnant and I don't know what to do with my life? I'm still trying to figure out me. I'm 19 years old. Why should my life be put on hold for something that happened with two people, but now I'm the only one responsible for it, and I'm the only one that's going to be responsible for it?
And I can see your viewpoint. One thing, I should raise your kids a little bit better. I know what I did as a teenager. I'm lucky I didn't have kids. Adult decisions.
It is. I was 16 when I had my first.
Adult decisions have adult consequences. I know I'm just a guy sitting here. I don't know what it's like to be pregnant. Life begins at cellular division, and sperm meets the cell divides. That is life.
Okay. So the in vitro fertilization, you can watch when the cells or when the sperm meets the egg or when it's inserted into the egg, there's actually a burst of light,
Mhm.
which is beautiful. Like I've watched that video over. I think it's absolutely beautiful. However, I don't think that my life should, if that baby is not able to survive without me, it's a parasite. I'm sorry. That's just what it is.
I've heard that called that before. But what happens if that kid had the roughest life ever? It was the next Neil deGrasse Tyson. What happens? And I'm not saying this to get political.
No, I
I'm saying
understand.
this for brainwave.
And
What if that's Elon Musk?
Mhm.
What if he?
That was my argument when I was in your shoes, when I was like pro-life 100%. That was my argument.
And
What
I-
if that child
I
was going to
also-
cure cancer?
I also believe that contraceptives should be way more readily available.
I think they should be free.
Absolutely. I am proud that in Oklahoma, my daughter at her age can go to the health department, get contraceptives, and never have to tell me or my ex-wife. I'm fine with that. And it needs to be known more. It's not a well-known fact. The only reason I know it is because my ex-wife got it when we were newlyweds. And yeah, but it should be pushed more. There's no reason to condemn sex. There's no reason to condemn. There's so many ways to prevent abortion. I just cannot justify it much.
I have a right to my body and how I want it to go. I have a right to say, I am ready to be a mother. My daughters have that right. Your daughter has that right.
Mm-hmm.
She could go and have a fling with some guy after a baseball game or football game or whatever. And then those consequences are going to follow her for the rest of her life.
The only thing I'm going to disagree with you all, the right thing. I'm also going to agree with you because we shouldn't be saying this is right because government should never be in it.
That is correct. Okay.
That's all I'm saying.
It should be between my doctor and my...
Yeah, we throw the word rights around so much. Guys, the rights are in the Constitution. That's what's given to us by the forefathers and God himself. That's the only time I'm going to say that religion should be in politics or lawmaking or whatever. Government needs to take a step back to where we're not saying, I have a right for this.
Government does need to take a step back.
Liberty, pursuit of happiness. I don't give two shits. If you're over the age of 18 and you decide to lock your dick off and be a girl, go for it. Has no bearing on me where the hell you want.
Yes.
As long as it's not hurt me, my family, go pursue it.
Okay, so how do you feel about this whole ICE situation?
If and tread carefully on this one, because I know
Be honest.
I do know a little bit about it. I actually know a lot about it. What is the definition of an illegal immigrant?
Not legally here. Not.
Have they committed a crime?
No.
Yes, they have.
No, they haven't.
You cannot be in this country illegal. It's in the definition. It's in the statement. Illegal.
Isn't it somewhere in the process of becoming a legal citizen, you have to have a job here?
Yep.
Okay. To get a job here, don't you have to be here?
But you can get a work visa to come here.
Okay, so what about the people who were just trying to survive?
So this is where I would challenge you to watch a podcast, the Sean Ryan Show, with Tom Holman.
Okay.
And even most of the farmers in California, like, we're not affected by any of this because they're not rounding up the people that are working the farms. In fact, one thing Trump's actually doing half-ass right is try to expedite visas and citizenship for people that have been here for 25 years. They never did anything wrong. They're just farmers. They pay taxes for 25 years.
Where is this? Because I've not heard that at all.
Oh, yeah. I challenge you to listen to that podcast.
Well, I will. When but where did you hear this? Where? Because I've not.
Oh, it was 3 or 4 weeks ago. It was right after the LA riots, and Trump did a big speech and filed some more executive orders about immigration. Because they're not trying to round up farmers. They're trying to round up people that are pushing fentanyl, pushing sex trafficking, gangs, violent criminals. I would also challenge this, something that changed my mind a lot. You might be shocked, but you know who Gavin Newsom is?
No.
He is the governor of California. Very Democrat. Same podcast. Should listen to this shit too.
Okay.
Really.
I will. I'll put that on my to-do list. If that's how it was going down, I'd be 100% behind them. If that's exactly what they were doing, yes, I would be in support of this.
But can you prove to me they're not?
Do you want names?
I would like printable names. I want something to be verified.
Okay.
You do know you can be in the military and not be a U.S. citizen, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I have a friend who's from Iraq. He's an army.
It's a really good way to get citizenship, though.
You automatically get citizenship.
Well, I believe after you tour of duty, you do get U.S. citizenship. That's part of it. So what about a white man that's a target?
What about him? Show me.
Hi, my last name's Sanchez. Yes, I have been racially
Profile
profiled.
because of your last name.
And I'm 6'3". Nice red beard, ladies.
And he's single.
Yes, I'm very single. Hit her up for the beats. I like long walks on the beach. Seafood. Big in the middle. Listen to country.
And he cooks really well, ladies. What I'm trying to say is, okay, well, I feel like they're power hungry. And I hate the fact that they are terrorizing our populace.
Had Joe Biden never opened the borders, I see not. They're doing right. Do you realize that over 9 million people came through the southern border in his presence? We don't know who the fuck they are. We get on tangent on this. I'm going to try to make it really short. Afghan withdrawal. How many Afghans came over here? We have no clue. For law enforcement.
I don't think they're law enforcement. I think that they're a gang. I think that there's a big difference. They wear masks.
You know why military personnel don't wear vests?
Boy.
Because they're in a foreign country and they get to come home and they don't have to worry about those other people coming at them. You know what? SWAT teams and people that are doing tactical stuff wear masks. They live in that neighborhood. Or they may live a couple neighborhoods down.
And
Retaliation. They have to worry about that. And I'm speaking as former law enforcement.
I understand. I'm assuming you're talking about like when they're doing rape, drug raids, and things like that, correct?
Just anything that they're doing, if they're arresting someone. Your normal beat cop doesn't wear a mask.
Neither should ICE, though.
Yes, they should.
No.
You don't.
No masks for justice.
No, bullshit. Because it's not just them they got to worry about. They go home with their family, their kids.
Then they
have you seen what the fucking cartels do to families?
Then you shouldn't do that. If you cannot be proud of the job that you're doing, then you shouldn't do it.
They are proud of the job they're doing, and they're putting their lives on the line.
I don't think so. I think that they're powering a group who's terrorizing a bunch of kids.
I vehemently disagree with that.
Okay. I guess that we're going to have to differ on that one then. Because I don't find terrorizing people appropriate.
I come from a family of immigrants. That's why my last name is Sanchez. And they came over here legally. And they made a life for themselves. I sympathize with those that have come over here illegally, but have made a life for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And I do, with all I believe that the citizenship and naturalization process.
Mm-hmm.
The funny thing is I've gotten out of in political plays and really into it. Now I'm not setting my ways. I still like to have discussion, think.
So my stance in all of this is I need government. I would prefer government to be outside of my household. I don't need you telling me how I should work. I don't think that you should be able to tax or overtime. Isn't that one of those things that he said that he was going to stop not taxing overtime? But then
you want to hear how much bullshit that is?
Is bullshit.
Yeah. Apparently now I just get a tax credit when I file my taxes for my overtime, and it only lasts till 2026. Fuck you, Trump. Dick.
They need to stay out of my healthcare. They need to stop taxing us. If I pay off my house again, that should be it. We shouldn't have to pay taxes over and over again.
So this is where it's weird. I disagree with you on that. Taxes do have a purpose. So,
we went on a revolution for a 2% tax.
Hold on. Trust me, I can get on that. Taxing this dick. And I'm pretty sure that was Ben Franklin. But taxes do have a purpose. We can't have public schools. We can't have roads. We can't have infrastructure if we don't have taxes. What I'm against is taxation not spent appropriately. One thing I loved about living in Moore is the schools were great. And my property taxes really weren't that much. The roads were always really nice. They spent the tax money where it's supposed to be. Take Shawnee, where I currently live now, and they can go and ingest the national riches because it's the highest sales tax in the state. Our roads are shit. Infrastructure shit. Government's corrupt as hell. That's where I disagree with taxes. If they're spent appropriately at a reasonable level.
If we have to have taxes, but it shouldn't be taxed over and over again. We shouldn't have to be taxed on our salary and then have that money taxed when we buy things and then have road taxes and then
Like when I bought my truck, I paid taxes when I bought the truck.
yes.
Then I had to pay taxes when I tagged the truck.
Yeah. Every fucking year you're going to do that, even after it's paid off.
So the taxes on your tag every year, I do agree with.
If they were using it appropriately.
There you go.
Okay, but that's because privilege to drive.
What I'm hearing is we just did a Pentecostal preacher's closing. We did in closing 3 times.
Yeah.
Said a prayer. Is everybody saved? All right, we're good to go.
Yes. I do appreciate you coming in here. I did learn some things from you, and I appreciate your input.
I appreciate yours too. Just because we have different views on something definitely doesn't make us not friends.
Yeah.
Take that to heart, folks.
Right?
Discussion, not argument.
Okay. Well, thank you for coming. Here's this fucking thing.